Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. Today's map is made by Kernkob. Cape Nuggest. Big trees, so obviously that means it's a hard map, right? That's how he does this? Oh, a little bit of bobsled. Kern loves his half bobsled, half not maps. Outer tube, I'm screwed. That's an interesting jump, very specific, coming out of the outer tube. We'll hop into a wall ride and a little bit more bobsled section. Alright. Very, what I would call old Kernkob style. Couple of interesting transitions. A lot of tiny little jumps, which if you can't get those right can really add up to a lot of time loss. Coming out of that tube is difficult. A lot of these transitions are things that I feel like I've seen on other Kernkob maps before. So I should kind of know how to do a lot of this track, except for that little bobsled jump. That's a neat little addition. Okay, just barely didn't jump too far left for the third time in a row there. A little bit low coming into that bobsled. Nice, not too hard of a map, a couple of tricky transitions. AT is a 46.9 and it's a Kernkob AT, which tends to be really strong. So that does mean it is at the longer end of Cup of the Day maps. That can change strategies as to how you want to play it during 2-minute elimination rounds. This outer tube, especially the jump being almost 30 seconds into the map, is a little bit dangerous. Definitely want to catch that downhill landing. I'm coming down too low at the beginning of that bobsled section. The risky little jump that you can do at the end. Little cut. Hopefully that doesn't catch me out in rounds. Oh, people are actually hopping this. Makes more sense. Up some speed. Shut up, YOLO. I think there's going to be a lot of speed saved as well, based on how low you get in that first turn on the outer tube. So the lower you get, the less you have to turn through there. Oh, I didn't realize I was going to be too far to the left there. You do actually want to jump that second little hop right there, because you want to avoid the flat landing at the top and get onto the downhill when you land. That does save more speed. That was very deep into the first part of the outer tube. Ooh, that was a clean outer tube, and I get the downhill landing there. Up a few speed. Lining up that wall ride's a little trickier than it seems, as is this second bobsled section. Little hop down there. You can kind of corner cut at the end as well. I did it on my last run. I saw Round do it ahead of me. Important to note, looking at the leaderboard as well, Mackie tested this map, and Kern made this map, so neither of them are playing, and they've been pretty much the two strongest competitors in the last few cups of the day. So it does open the door for a few other people. Hydro, myself, round in the top 5. It's a pretty simple map, but there's a lot of little things that you can do that really add up in the speed. Like not sliding out in the first bobsled section. I don't like that outer tube jump. That's the one part of this map, that and this transition up here, that I feel like are really going to catch me out. I think that's the line you want for the bobsled section. And that's the little jump I was talking about at the end. The beginning is tricky because that determines your speed, and my speed has been varying a lot based on this jump here. Down 2 speed on a pretty clean run, I thought. 163 at that checkpoint. So you don't want to enter the bobsled tube too low, but you don't want to enter it like midway either. There's a happy medium in there that I need to find. That wall ride also is further to the right than it looks. That's why I clipped it on that one run. Down half a second. Man, I don't know where those final couple seconds are coming from. I want to look at this wall ride. So come up to this. I mean, I'm not really sure why it's catching me out, but it just looks further to the left than it is. So that could be dangerous in rounds. Yeah, okay, I think I braked a little bit. .161 is not quite my fastest. 164 is not quite my fastest. That was pretty nice. That is my fastest, 174. Clean but not special outer tube. 176 is good. Could be faster probably. Second bobsled section's a little bit tricky. It was not the line. I wonder if it's a... No, that wouldn't make sense. Just trying to think of bobsled lines. I think you just need to enter the ice much later than is natural. There we go. There's the 162, a tiny bit of smoke. 164. .75 is quite nice. A little bit to the right on the jump. 178, my best run so far. Jumped too far to the left there, but somehow am alive. Man, now I'm coming down. What is the line? Watch what Mackie does. It's just kind of standard bobsled. Maybe it is just standard. You come in here, you head up, and you just have to keep it kind of central through the turn so that you can then catch the downhill after it. I'll try that on this run, assuming I can get there. Still 7th in the warm-ups with time to be gained for sure, but not what anywhere near Kernkob's author time, which nobody is. There's a few other people ahead of me that seem to have a leg up in this competition. It's a nice landing. Yeah, there we go. Even it out, just keep it central. That was pretty good. A little bit hard to see where you're going on that drop. That was a pretty good time, though. I can do low 49s probably pretty consistently. That is 2 seconds off of author time, but it is also better than most people have done. Okay, so elimination round starting. 2-minute rounds, 4 eliminations per round for the first few rounds. Pretty clean start. Little low into the first bobsled section, but that didn't really lose me too much. I'm down a couple speed from where I want to be. This is the important part. A little bit to the right. That's okay. I'll take this wall ride jump a bit safe just to make sure I don't crash. Slid a little bit. Somebody's flying past me. For some reason, name isn't showing up. Probably Hydro. Yeah, so 49.3, which is not a great time for me, but is still 5th place at the moment. Hydro, 47.9, which is a second off of Kernkop's author time. That was a weird little lip. I'm going to reset just because I can. I still have time for another run, and it's not like I would have been able to reset any later. So might as well try to maximize speed at the beginning here, which I am. That was better than before. I could be 165. Ooh, that was very left side going into that ice section. 176 speed is very nice there. Decent outer tube. It's all about this jump though, which I got pretty good. This might be my best run so far. Oh, Nick crashed. That wall ride is catching people out. It's not just me. Up 7 speed. I didn't have a good ice section though, so. There we go. That's a decent run. 48.2. I think that is a personal best. Bunch of DNFs. Okay, I loaded in the middle of the pack this time. That's okay, because I passed everybody in the first couple corners. Only 163, which is not great. Good tube and a good jump. Excellent. And now ahead of everybody, at least on my screen. I'm a little high. Yeah, I got some airtime. That little cut is always going to scare me. 48.3. Nobody is challenging Kern's author time. This could be 2 weeks in a row where nobody beats the author time in the Cup of the Day track. Alright, I hit the 164 speed, that's good. Kind of toss the car down coming out of that ice section so that you land earlier on that downhill slope. Oh, sketchy tube, sketchy jump. Gonna lose some speed on landing. Could still probably gain that speed back with a good second bobsled section here. That was a nice angle, I liked that. Gained 1 speed back, not a whole lot. You jump too far to the left, you get hit by inner wall ride blockers. Mackie shouldn't be racing, but is putting down times for people to try to beat. Okay, good. Somebody beat the 1:05 time. Mackie tested the track, so should not be racing it, but is just putting down 1:05s for some reason. Okay, very solid start. 176 speed. Pretty decent tube. Gonna get the downhill landing. Maybe a little bit late, but I won't complain. Not a great transition to the wall ride, but at least I didn't crash. I'd rather be too far to the right than too far to the left. Okay, you can do that with no arms up. It doesn't make me feel more comfortable about that transition, but that is how you want to do it. Got a little hop there. What's my speed going to be? 163? Mackie. Stop trolling. $176 again. That was a different approach to the tube jump, but I kind of liked it. Bye, sandals. That was a nice bobsled section also. I didn't slide out at all. Kind of hard to do that last corner with speed. 48.2 though, that is, for one, tied with round. Also, might be close to my personal best. I've done a 48.2 before. The good news is I'm doing well. I know I've been having a problem recently where I can't seem to improve on my warm-up time, but I am actually doing decently so far. And 163 is not great, but I still get 2 runs if I take this. Man. If only I was good at outer tubes. $165 is a good start. Good first bobsled, kind of a hard landing. I don't have time to reset, so I need to make this jump stick. I also need to not crash into the wall. Okay, I should be good here. Not even going to take that drop super aggressively. Just make sure I get a finish. This is a pretty good time anyway. 0.3. Wow, that could have probably been personal best if I took that drop more aggressively. Hydro's been pretty consistently in the front with the 48.1, just improved by a couple hundredths. Round looking good, sandals looking good. The usual suspects at the top. Seabad, the bobsled master, only gets a couple of bobsled turns in this track, but he always looks fast as well. Top 5 on this leaderboard here are previous Cup of the Day winners. It looks like still have people in the 50 seconds range. Down to 16 players, final round of 4 eliminations before we get to 2 eliminations. Sometimes you get a little bit of airtime there and it really messes up that next turn. It's very similar to a transition on another one of Kern's tracks on Alpenglow, which is why I kind of know what I'm doing there. This tube also is reminiscent of Alpenglow. Explains why I'm decent at that outer tube as well. 181 feels very fast. Uh-oh. Ah, no, that was my best run so far. I was too aggressive. Shoot, now I actually need to put in a good time. Putting pressure on myself where I don't need it. God, that was the scariest way to take that outer tube. I'm down 9 speed from my previous run. Hopefully other people still aren't very fast. Whew, I thought I was going to hit that road piece as well. 48.8. Should be me through. 7th place. 8th place, a little bit of breathing room here. 49.1. Man, that's a very close elimination section. Just below me from 9th to the elimination zone. It's like a 1/10 of a second with multiple players in there. These are going to be some intense rounds. Now with 2 eliminations per round. Avoided a little bit of a scare in the last round. Hopefully I can get back to the run I was having at the beginning of last round before I jumped too far to the inside. .76. That checkpoint's kind of mid-turn as well, which makes tracking the speed a little weird. Yeah, I'm gonna land on the track. That's fine. It's not gonna be fast, but I'd rather have the ability to get 2 runs. Might be a mistake, but we'll see. .48.9 is not great, but it is what a lot of people were getting in the last round. So that might be through. I have room to improve. Probably not with that start. Everybody's impressed by the high 47, even though it's still a second off author time. Not quite, 9/10. There we go, much better landing. It's going to be so much more speed. Could have been cleaner on the wall ride, but I don't think that lost me too much. Not loving the line through the bobsled. Still +4 speed. Okay. Pretty good run then. 48.3. YOLO and Shady Nook getting knocked out in the first round of 2 eliminations. Now into the top 10. Hydro and Round breaking into the sub 48s. Like I said, author time 46.9. Pretty crazy. Kernkob does put really good author times, though. I am fairly confident in saying nobody's getting that author time in this Cup of the Day. 165, even though it felt strange. Landed a bit too early there. I thought I could maybe land earlier, but I guess not. Kind of an interesting line, not particularly a line I've been taking. Oh, I'm alive still. I did not expect to be alive. I was trying to see if I could use the different colored pieces on the road to determine where to jump, but I think it's after that section that you need to do the drop into the next corner. I feel like I haven't gotten this start super cleanly in the last couple of rounds. 177 is very good there. A little bit of a high jump, still going to catch some of the downhill. Slight improvement so far. Bit better onto the the wall ride as well. I don't know why Hydra's name doesn't show up for me. Much better last corner as well. That's going to be a big time save. 48-1, personal best. I am actually getting better this cup of the day. That's exciting. Hydro Seabad now getting in sub 48s. Round with a little bit of an off run compared to last time. Echidna and Sheriff out in 9th and 10th. With 49-0 being eliminated. So needing 48s now by the looks of things. Decent 48s also. Little hesitant to turn. The 75 is pretty good. It wasn't the fastest start, but it's still pretty good. Felt like a solid tube, assuming I land on the track. Had it very close to the wall that time. That was nice. Yeah, you want to be kind of low going into the bobsled turn there. Ran a little wide the first half of that final turn, but still very good time. Another personal best, I think. Even better start. I think a better tube. Yeah, pretty good landing still. Up 3 speed. Or swallow ride transition. Better bobsled though. Even speed, but up a couple tenths. And a better final corner. Even got the little cut there. Sub 48. Let's go. Only 9 tenths off of author time now. Looks like Seabad going to win this round. Oh, I actually hit a 166 at checkpoint 2. I knew my starts were not great. I felt like there was more speed to be had there. Northwind and St. Nicholas out. Final round of 2 eliminations. Now 1 elimination per round. Seabad, myself, Hydra, Round, and Sandals are all former Cup of the Day winners. Alex Sitar is not. The hope for a new Cup of the Day winner today is dwindling. Only 175 is not as fast as I'd like to be there. That was a nice tube, though. 180 is pretty good, could be faster. Really got to start taking that wall ride a little bit more aggressively, I think. I'm losing a little bit of speed by hitting the wall kind of hard. Little safe on the final corner, but that won't have lost me too much, and another personal best. This is how it should go in Cup of the Day, where every run just gets a little bit better as you get more familiar with the track. I got the kind of weird bounce there. Sandals without a time early. I'm sure he'll get a time. Still has plenty of time to get a run in. Not the cleanest start. Ah, high jump. It was a good tube, but it was a high jump at the end of it. Lost a couple speed. And, okay, that's about as far left as you can take that wall. It looks like Alex is going to be out with the 48.4, so the final non-Cup of the Day winner eliminated. Somebody will be adding to their Cup of the Day wins tally. Round has 7, perhaps? It's getting to the point where it's too many and I can't keep track anymore. I have 2, Hydra has 2, Sandals has 2, I think Seabat has 1. I will have the Cup of the Day stats and results linked in the description so you can see and double check what I said. YOLO's coming to terms with the green car, I see, which is good to hear. Ooh, kinda, yeah. So they kinda landed to the left. I think a lot of people reset right there. There was 3 of us on the starting block, and there's only 5 of us in this round. Yeah, the car doesn't really want to land very well. Off of that jump, it's hard to turn into that next turn. This is... I'm gonna reset. I only get 1 run now, but... With these top 5, I think that would have been too slow. Yeah, still a little unwilling to turn, but I got... Well, at least I hit the 165, but it was 164 at that checkpoint. This has not been the cleanest of rounds for me. 173, I'm gonna reset again. At this point, it doesn't matter. I only get 1 run anyway. I'm gonna take this. It wasn't a great start, but... Need to make it a great finish then. Man, 173 is not that good. Good tube, at least. I'm down a few speed from where I want to be, though. This is not good. Maybe Hydra will DNF. Nope. No, not quite. 500ths off, so close. Dang, 3 people with 47.8. I could have been there if I could have just gotten that start as well. That's a shame. I was improving for a long time. I felt like I was getting pretty consistent with the 47s, but just couldn't get the start in that round. Let's see what the top 4 are doing now. Hydra, Sandals, Round, Seabad. Hydra just doesn't have a name for some reason. Round resets early, not getting the great turn in. I think Seabad looks a little slower than the rest. Or perhaps Hydra is just really fast. That could be it also. Entering the outer tube, Seabad lower in the outer tube is going to get a little bit of that speed back. Sandals a little lower in the second half, but it's a lot more about this jump and this landing. Seems Hydro is slowly catching Sandals. Seabad has pullen away a little bit at the front, recovered from an iffy start to have a pretty good middle section. Jumps very far to the left, all of them. And Hydra runs it out a little bit wide, but still manages a 48.0. Sandals with only a 48.4 is going to need to improve on that time, as Round is about to come into the finish and get his first time. Still has time for 1 more run as well. It is a 47.7 to go to the top of the leaderboard in this round. Where is Sandals? Because Sandals is most in need of an improvement here. Needs to improve by 4/10. Everybody here is capable of doing a high 47. Sandals 174 speed is not great, but he can still do, I think, a 47 with that time. Hydro probably is going to improve also. He's been the most consistent so far and had a really bad ending in the last round, so I would expect a 47 from him as well. Interesting bobsled section. I don't think that was good. Sandals is probably out here. I think he clipped there as well. He's slow coming to the end. 48, not an improvement for Sandals. Round, Seabat, and Hydro, the top 3. And Round with the 47.7. I'm actually going to have to go back and dig through all these times to figure out who had the fastest time, because so many people have been 47.7. I think that's the fastest I've seen, but I'm not sure yet. We will keep an eye on Round again. Oh, well, Round has reset early again. Hydro and Seabad continuing on. Hydro gets pretty good turn in there. 164 speed is not the best, but it's still pretty good. He is catching and about to pass Seabad already. This is where Seabad did very well the round we were watching him. It looks like Hydro's gone that better. Seabad a little bit lower on the second half of the outer two, but Hydro is fully past him now. See how this bobsled section goes. Seabad, he's very good at bobsled, and I like the line he took there. Looked a little bit more stable than Hydro, but he knows that's a slow run. He's going to reset it as Hydro comes into the finish for his first time round as well. Cutting into the final turn, gets the little hop. And two very good times, a 0.7 and a 0.8. We know all these guys have done 0.8s. We know there is time to be improved for even those who have finished. Seabad, though, needs a time right now. Where are the others? Hydro is ahead of him. Round is behind him. So Round can snipe Seabad. Oh, actually, is Hydro ahead of him? Round resets late, and I think he might be done. Unless Round has a very insane time at the end to snipe. Otherwise, I think it comes down to this run by Seabad to determine who gets into the finals. Hydro should be feeling pretty good, and I think Seabad clips the wall there, so this is going to be a slow ending. Not entirely sure what the speeds are supposed to be through here, but this seems okay. It is only a 48.1, so Seabad is eliminated in third. Hydro and Round to the finals. Round has a lot of Cup of the Day wins. A lot of those come from the fact that he is very good in the finals. Hydro tends to do very good on bobsled maps and also tends to do very well on Kernkob maps. The two of them have collabed on a lot of maps. So see if that experience comes in clutch in the finals. Hydro versus Round and ZT. Hydro actually doesn't do the little drop to the left side of that road, which I'm pretty sure is faster. 164 speed for Round. Hydro doesn't look to be that much faster ahead of him. I think Round is actually catching. So not amazing starts by either of them. 176 at that checkpoint is pretty good for Round. This tube is a very important part, and it's hard to do consistently. The jump as well, and the landing, which Round is a little bit to the right and falls off the right side of the road. We'll watch Hydro finish up this run. Pretty good line. Got a little bit of air in the bob, so that's going to lose him a little bit of time at the very end. 47.800. That's a pretty good time, but it's not the best we've seen. What can Round do, and what can Hydro do on his second run as well? Round resets again. Not happy with the start. Hydro, 164 speed again. I have seen faster there. Comes down to this checkpoint. 177 is very good, though. See what Round gets at this checkpoint. Round still without a time. Only 175, even 174. So I think Hydro, he doesn't know what Round's doing, but I think he's pretty safe right now. Hydro does seem to be on a very good run. Round coming in behind him. Hydro up to the finish on his final run in this cup, and it is a 0.705, which just might be the fastest time we've seen in this cup. Round, he hasn't had the speed for most of this run. Takes it a very aggressive cut at the end, but yeah, not a strong run, not a strong finals from Round, unusual for him. Hydro picks up his third Cup of the Day win. Congratulations to Hydro. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to join Cup of the Day yourself, join the CTR Discord, which I will link in the description below, as well as my stats and results spreadsheet that I mentioned earlier. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!